Hello, chat. Hi. How are you tonight? Yes, I've got good news. The home improvement plans, well, um, actually, they're going well. I thought we were gonna have to like demo out part of the tile floor, and actually, we're gonna be able to get away with just priming over the top of it, and laying, redoing thin set, putting new tile on, and we're good. So, yay! It's not gonna fucking kill us. Did I get a haircut? No, no, that is next week. So I messed up and didn't get my haircut last week. So yeah, I was featuring on Defense Diaries for my Bukkake takes. I was. Huh. You're gonna have to send me that link. 'Cause I'm curious to see it. I'm curious to see it. And guys, yes, Sarah Boone. Call of Duty, the game series, for the longest time, and it's still their motto. No one fights alone. And that's true. You've always got people there got your back. You fight as a team, nobody fights alone. Sarah Boone, though, she's gonna have to fight alone. Now, what triggered this? Well, um, you guys remember, oh, I don't know, a couple weeks ago when she posted this 58-page schizo rant. We didn't get a chance to read it yet, and I wanted to read it before the court made a ruling, but Judge Kranick beat me to the punch. So we're gonna have to read through Sarah's post and then the judge's ruling tonight. Um, Ultimately, if you are reading the title, Sarah Boone is being ordered to proceed pro se. The judge has dropped a nuclear bomb on Sarah Boone. And we got a couple of super chats real quick to get to first. EDW Raptor says first. Then EDW Raptor with 5 memberships. Thank you for the support. And then Arson Investigator for $49.99. Starting the weekend off strong. Thank you for that support, by the way. It's saying Sarah will be a suitcase lawyer now. Yes, she will. Yes, she will be. In all ways, and with a hint of irony. But let's get to it. Let's get to it. Real quick, you're saying is the base good? Oh, the base is 100%. The base is 100%. It's just what we had. I don't know if it's the tiles themselves. They were just kind of we didn't like them, and they were kind of shitty. And we're just gonna go over them with River Rock tile. It'll be all right. The pan's 100% fine. We know the pan's 100% fine. No leaks at all in the basement, so we're good. We're good. Job well does. Demo is the most fun part of construction. Yeah, we'll be all right. We'll be all right. So, Sean was so drunk he doesn't remember. Yes. We see another box for it. I don't know. I don't know. We will find out. I think it's going to be. Oh, David, how are you doing, man? Yes, Sarah Boone is going pro per. It's going to be a disaster. I'll get you tickets. Yes, it's going to be great. I know Peter Tragos lives down that way. Peter, man, we need you to go. You gotta be there in person for this. Please tell me you'll be there. And then, guys, we are gonna get going here. We're gonna read what Sarah started first. So, what did Sarah file? Malcolm Combs, not to get off topic. Did you see Chevron? Yes, we're gonna try to do that tomorrow. Chevron deference is dead, chat. It's completely gone. It's been overruled. Was taken out behind the woodshed and got the mice and men treatment. So good news today. Bunch of good news. I didn't care and read. Nope, the jury went home. Jury went home. The jury went home. All right, so here we go. So Sarah Boone filed a 58-page screed rant. I mean, this is up there with it's not up there with the Bondage Master rant, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I mean, it's there. She tried. Once again with her impeccable handwriting, which I will give her credit for, because we all don't have good penmanship. Hand delivered, yes. She sent it to herself and showing 58 pages. So, Honorable Judge Kranick, ongoing 5 years. I mean, going on 5 years. That's the only issue with Sarah. Her use of words is not the best. She's saying, why can't it's is she trying to be like, is this like meant to be like the Liz Phair song? It's like, why can't I breathe? I mean, that's that's what she's doing here. It's like, why can't I use my constitutional rights? Why can't I have a bond? Like, this is where we are with this. Why can't I use my constitutional rights? Am I the only one who cares about the ongoing violations of? Guys, don't ever end sentences with love. Please don't. Please don't. It doesn't work. Can I have a bond? Have all my medical records? What? Okay. Have all my digital evidence of discovery. Have all my paperwork. I mean, have all your digital evidence. You need a damn laptop and probably, it sounds like a multi-terabyte hard drive of evidence. You don't just get that. Have all my paperwork, notes, letters, pictures, everything returned by former attorneys. Speak to my investigator. Have a complete download of my phone. Have a in my witness list. Give insight, understanding, clarification, and truths about my case, especially to my attorney. Now, here's the deal. She filed all this, but we know this attorney has sat with her for over 20 hours at this point. We covered that hearing. That's a lot of time to have already been spent on this case. And she's trying to work with Sarah. Be listened to by anyone, especially my attorney. Be respected for who I am truly, especially by my attorney, and not be disrespected for the malicious murderer all the world is falsely, incorrectly created and believes me to be. Be treated fairly, lawfully, and be protected by the justice system. Properly, rightfully, completely defend myself. See all and know the same as the world can and does, including my attorney. From all the phenomenal and non-permissive amount of my entire case being available online globally before my trial, most important, before I have seen myself. What doesn't anyone know already about my case? How about my side and everything about everything? Well, you could write a letter out, Sarah. I would never recommend that, but you could release information. Now, she's saying, why won't my attorney give me an honest answer? Is the problem you're getting an answer you don't like? I mean, that's generally the issue. That's generally the issue here, chat. So what's going on here? Why can't my attorney tell me a straight answer? You mean, why can't my attorney tell me what I want to hear? That's really what it sounds like. Why can't my attorney show me everything she says he has and finish reviewing for my case, but withholds from me after I ask repeatedly for and about? Because I don't know what exactly she says she has. So who knows what you're asking her for? Give me an answer other than I'm putting this to rest. That's not necessary, or I'm not having this conversation with you. Those sound like honest answers. That's not necessary. You're arguing about dumb things. I'm not having this conversation with you again. I told you we can't do that. What you want to do is not legal or lawful or ethical. What you want to do is nonsense. It won't help your case. She's saying, "Won't my attorney grant me access to anything I asked for in it about my case?" Well, what are you asking for? Notice these are still vague. Well, what has she denied you? Like the detectives in my case, stop putting words in my mouth. Where has she done that? Tell me what's going on in my case. It's been well over 100 days. She has been my attorney, and I still don't know anything. Ongoing 5 years. But she's met with you over 20 hours. Like, how do you not know? Unless you're just acting like a spasmatron while you're sitting there. Answer any of my questions. Well, she has answered your questions. You just don't like the answers. Ever ask me any questions? How could she supposedly know everything she needs to know from what she's been told, heard, read, and seen? Because you probably sound like a fucking loon, Sarah. Reassure me she's on my side for me, not against. I'm sure she's tried to tell you that, but she's also probably told you you need to take a plea. Why have I already been judged in the court of public opinion? I mean, well, that's going to happen. Sorry. Just the nature of the game, baby. Nature of the game, baby girl. Why have I been sentenced by anticipation and condemned before my predicted trial? Once again, it's just the nature of the game, baby. It's all in the game, yo. Why does my attorney and all the world think my case is already over? I mean, because it pretty much is. I mean, I'm not expecting you to pull a dub out here. And she says, Your Honor, during our first introduction at my last withdrawal of court-appointed attorney, notice how she's phrasing that. That's never a good sign. Attorney number 7, you stated to me your uninvolvement with any of the letters I write. I am still going to write my letters and as conduity conduity as a conduit to the world. I mean, they are to the world where all my pretrial jurors are located. And this is the only way anyone, including yourself, knows the very necessary insight to my continued disadvantages, hindrances, impediments that I'm still experiencing on top of the new spurning intentions to write. The race to the pulpit is unfair, and it is important to me that you are aware and understand what transpires when the news cameras are off and we're all in between my status hearings. It was a race to pulpit. Sarah, you're just not doing this right, Sarah. Stop trying to speak in idioms. You don't. Yeah, it doesn't work. And then 2, as so many of you guys are ridiculous. We're gonna keep going here. We're gonna keep going. As so many of the advantages embezzlers, racketeers, mindless lemmings, and just altogether mean people can use their freedom of speech, not knowing me in any way. I wonder if I'm one of the mindless lemmings, or am I an embezzler or a racketeer? I'm a raconteur. What's being said by all the other mean people and being said incredibly and incorrectly, so can't I. As the compelling, annoyed detectives in my case, Caspell had to falsify documents, and Lauren wrote wore his gun for me to see. Well, yeah, they wear their guns. That's They're cops. That's what they do. I am sure you're familiar with after watching all my plastered, highly misconstrued over 30 million views just on one site. Interview. Well, hey, you got more views than I've ever gotten, Sarah, so congrats. And in which they both repeatedly attempt to feed me their incorrect, incomplete, hypothesized opinions by stating to me, everyone has their limits at this seemingly endless point of perpetuality. I'm assuming she means perpetuity of or perpetuation at this seemingly endless point of perpetuated nonsense or the perpetuation of nonsense. I don't. She's trying, chat. Okay, she's trying of nonsense and lawlessness. She's trying to be verbose. Still growing. I really need to send this girl a fucking dictionary and a thesaurus. Still growing, and I very much want to advance to the next level. She wants to advance to the next level. She wants to level up, chat. She wants to level up. After ongoing 5 years now, a genuine concern limit has been reached. Why am I still not being included in my case? Well, we know your attorney has tried to include you in your case. How much more of my care itself is being added hourly, especially if this letter gets loose to the internet, increasing the mass infection and destruction of my hopes to have a fair trial. Anything fair, my side foremost, and wondering how if my attorney drank the punch like everyone else. Now, she's talking about attorney number 8. All aforementioned reasons, so many more for their letter to be written, hoping to deter some of the unfair, one-sided finger-pointing of corruption and malpractice being directed at me only by those in the justice system who are trying to deflect the shock, who are trying to deflect the share and shock from me fearlessly challenging the status quo. Fearlessly challenging the status quo, chat. She's a freedom fighter. You better call Barnes. She's speaking out against the government. You better go help her. This is a First Amendment retaliation. That's all this is now. And it must be done so because it is in my face, on the computer at the same time, on my boob tube television. Well, that's redundant. You repeat yourself. Brainwash ignorant followers of disbelief, conformity, and greed, trying unsuccessfully to make my life by character assassination seem worse than theirs. Note, too, when anyone points their one finger, it is impolite, and 2 to 3 point back at you. You know how I can avoid that? The hand knife. Yes, the favored implement of drill sergeants all around the world. And the Marines, the unarmed weapon of Marines everywhere. The hand knife. I'm sure if Joe Dolio was here, he would agree. I could point them all at you, Sarah. And also, really, when you're, I could probably I could point like that. I could point like this, and they're not all at me. I'm just saying, there's ways to do it. How many tried it to see? Well, I hand knifed you, so it didn't work. Put the phone down. I think that's what you're saying. Put the phone down, as there will be no casting of anything. Oh, put the stone down. There'll be no casting of anything today, except the crowns you wear. You prophets. Except maybe for the role of my part for all of the preconceived documentaries and crystal ball real life stories of true crime incorrectly formulated from everyone supposedly knowing me and judging who they think I am, what really happened, and is going to futuristically know who they think I am, what really happened, and is going to futuristically. Yeah, chat. we gotta talk. We gotta talk here. Hold on. I gotta open this up in chat. We gotta do something about this, chat. I can't just let this go. I can't just let this go. Um, what is she doing? I mean, I think we're to the point, chat. I don't know what else we can do here. I don't know what else we can do, but we're gonna have to have a poll here. Um, should we get Sarah a dictionary and thesaurus? Well, did I spell thesaurus right? Yeah, I did. All right, there we go. Yes, no. All right, so there we go, chat. We've got a poll up. You guys need to take a look at it. Should we get Sarah a dictionary and thesaurus? Yes, no, or I can't read. Which would be a funny one because if you click that, obviously you could read. But we'll continue. We'll continue. All right. Why is the hold on here? Why is this? There we go. All right. So remember point 3. Remember 3-point back. I mean, yeah, there's 3-pointing back, but saying is not a real job. I know, but it doesn't take much to think you're going to get convicted here, sweetheart. To sum it up in the words of my attorney, I mean, also, how do people with like less fingers? There's not 3-pointing back, like ET or like like if you got like weird alien hands and you like point a finger, you might just have one pointing back. I don't know. To sum it up in the words of my attorney, after I told her to Google me, she stated, "There's a lot." Some of the words of myself, the defendant stated to my attorney after she stated that to me. When can I see? Do you want to see? Well, after she stated that to me, when can I see? So you want to see all the bullshit about you on the internet? This sounds like a narcissism issue. Why would you want to see all your evidence instead? But whatever. It's your life, Sarah. How much longer do I have to wait, or how many attorneys must be withdrawn for me to be included in my case, and be included more than the world than the world presently is? Do not end it with an of or an is. Do not do that. Please don't do that, chat. Oh. Yes, she wants to read about herself, which that's the issue here. All right. This is my case in every aspect. I mean, is it really? See all my aforementioned ongoing 5-year questions. I'm still waiting for answers. Also, I want to make it known I walked out on my attorney in our last meeting due to unwarranted, uninformative, uninformed, unprofessional, and snotty attitude, and her untruthful answers to my questions and beyond. Well, were they really untruthful or you just didn't like it? The retarded vicious circle. You know what? That's actually probably a pretty good explanation on the internet. It's a retarded vicious circle. Or like when you see, football. I don't think they're allowed to do bull in the ring anymore for football. But when you have it in football, you have it, and you're in the You're the bull in the ring, you're the football player in the ring, and everybody's standing around a circle, and you just take off and just right into somebody. Yeah, yeah. Like maybe that's the retarded vicious. Like that does describe the internet. One retard sees another, they lock eyes, and just boom. Maybe Sarah's really she's an anthropologist. She knows the human condition better than anyone. Something to think about. Something to think about. The retarded vicious cycle we enter every time we meet is a waste of time. That means if you're participating, I think that makes you a retard, Sarah. Or as somebody would do. And I'm saying that being in jail with supposed endless amounts of how she treats me is extremely prejudiced, hostile, and unconcerned. I don't know how she can be prejudiced and hostile and also unconcerned at the same time. Once again, chat, she really needs this goddamn dictionary. We got to do something about it. We got to do something about it here. Only 166 votes. Chat, we got to get the vote total up. I need to hear from the people. I need your input. She is very frustrating. To bark or defeat in an endeavor, to induce feeling of insecurity, discouragement, or dissatisfaction in, to bring nothing. Okay? So much I presented my solution in order to coexist with and work together in a hopeful, productive, progressive, positive, and appropriate manner. God, I'm adding words to make it sound better. I add a pretend judge to our interactions so she could calm down and ease up on her condescension. Her condescending, offensive demeanor, an obvious prejudgment. She seems like everyone else not to remember I am innocent until adjudged otherwise. I'm assuming because you're a complete dick. You call her pretend judge. Yes, no, Sarah sounds like she's the one calming down the savages. She treats me as if I am not. Well, I mean, you're a dead woman walking here. After my introduction and explanation with pretend judge in the room or on the phone, I am trying to help her understand how she is making herself extremely unwelcoming. Well, how are you? Are you being unwelcoming? When in front of a real judge in court and in the courtroom is how she should treat me, her client at all times. That is not true. This is not true. Client management includes every once in a while, whether it's in your office or at the jail, or sitting in a conference room at a courthouse saying, "Listen, you son of a bitch, here's what's fucking going on. You're being a goddamn fool. Use your fucking brain." Sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes you have to say, "You're being a fucking retard." That's client management. And I'm sure that's been told to her. You need to get with the program. You need to grow up. Quit being delusional. I should not have to invent pretend judge in order to be and am not at all wrong for wanting to be respected. No matter the outcome, I am innocent until adjudged otherwise. My attorney, everyone should be fair. Okay. Unbiased, trustworthy, honest. Okay. Supportive. Well, supportive to what? Your delusions? Because no. Informative. She's trying to tell you you're being delusional. Protective. Yeah, she's trying to make sure you don't go to trial and go to prison forever. Automatically and effectively and effortlessly. I'm sure she's doing that. I should feel secure, highly confident, proud in her representing my life. I do not and have said to her many times regarding her manic, her monumental oh God, she actually spelled the right words here. Regarding your mental disbelief in me in my case, which I believe contributes greatly to her cynical, I think she's trying to say, attitude towards me. Well, She doesn't believe everything you say because you're trying to tell her you're innocent. And it's like, no, you did it. I am hoping by this letter she will pick up the sword of injustice and fight alongside, not against me, as so many unmotivated, underwhelmed, weak attorneys prior who have believed ungratefully and crept away from the battlefield unsuccessful. You don't you mean the sword of justice? I mean, that doesn't work. Use the sword of injustice to strike blows against the state. Yeah. She needs an editor. She needs an editor. Is it inimical as a word? Inimical. Oh God. Inimical. What's synonyms here? Oh, harmful, injurious, detrimental, deleterious, pernicious, damaging, similar to hostile, unfriendly, antagonistic, ill-disposed, unkind, and sympathetic. Tending to obstruct or harm. I learned something today, chat. Sarah, I learned a word. Thank you. You still need a dictionary, though, and a fucking thesaurus. Score 1 for Sarah. Yep. Hold on. Boop. Put 1 on the board. Oh boy, does she already have a thesaurus? I don't know. She must, or one of the, or she stole one of the word of the day calendars out of one of the guards' offices. See, yeah, we need to send her a word of the day calendar. Yes. Word of the day, inimical. Yes, we learned a thing today, chat. We learned. This is the best version of Sarah's letter being read. We're not going to read all of it, guys. There's 58 pages, but we want to get through some of this here. My case equals bizarre. Yeah, it is. Unknown. I mean, we pretty much know what happened. Different. I mean, little. Ignorance is equaled misunderstood, which equals unfair. This does not mean my case can't equal success, and in more than one way. Except it kind of does. I'm just saying. While everyone continues to ring their bells of malevolence, I am ringing mine of hope, honor, plausibility, boldness. Listen. No, that ringing in yours, guys, is just tinnitus. I am not a murderer. Okay. It's like the good doctor. I am a surgeon. Just she's standing in front of the judge. I am not a murderer. He's like, no. The justice system should equal fairness, faith, trust, respect, innocence until and if adjudged otherwise. 3-point back. Yep. Sarah Boone. And then heart, and then confused cat meme. Yes. Thank you. I mean, is she just writing memes out? I'll give her credit. Now, she had a bunch of other stuff there. This is her requesting all kinds of garbage that's gone on. She's requesting different things. She wants a video visit here. And she's talking about this. So here's what she said. June 4th. Today, my attorney made a video visit to go over everything I've been asking her for. And I've also sent to her personally in 2 letters. Okay. All on the public video visitation box were on both sides of me, less than 5 inches away from my visit. Other inmates were having their visits also. Well, sometimes that happens. That's what's available. I've explained to my attorney numerous times previously in writing and verbally that despite the noise level, I do not in any way feel comfortable having in-depth private meetings. Now, here's the thing. When the attorney's on the phone with a client video-wise, guess what? I get to make sure it's not recorded because of protected communication. Regarding my entire criminal case on the visitation box, where there is no privacy whatsoever, and hold an open bay dorm with more than 62 other interested all ears inmates. Well, that's the thing, Sarah. You need to look around and say, hey, people are listening. Can we not talk? Now, even if that were the case, and I'm representing someone in jail, and we have to video talk, I talk about the generalities of a case, and they don't generally talk at that point. I tell them, just listen, here's what the updates are, nothing new. Because that's information that they're going to know anyway, and they'll get paperwork on. So I don't think you've been told everything. I cannot fully participate, if at all, from the entire dorm, officer included, trying to participate also in my case. Yeah, well, that's a fair argument, but I don't know what she was doing. As always, my attorney did not listen or care. After I repeatedly tried reminding her of my unsecure environment, barking at me, I can listen or not. Okay, still going. Over speaking, not allowing me to respond. I'm not exactly sure that's happened the way it's happening, Sarah. After repeating to her over and over and over and over and over, while she's beginning to speak louder and over me, to please schedule an in-person meeting where all can be discussed further privately, with no success of being heard. I disconnected the visit telephonically. So you got up and left and had a temper tantrum. She I just disconnected I disconnected the visit telephonically. Okay, she uncooperatively. You mean her being uncooperative. She is impossible. See previous letter or ask her for a copy of the two I sent her. I was trying to remedy your lesson before sending this to you, Your Honor, and not having to include. It's a race to the pulpit. My question, please, who acts like that and still be able to call themselves professional? The visitation box is primarily for family and friends to connect. And if a request from an attorney, reminders, notice, quick questions, not high level of confidential case information. Yeah, well, I don't think she was trying to give you high level information. She, like other former attorneys who always, always, always blame their dysfunctions on me. You're right, Sarah. Yes, you're right, Sarah. It ain't I'm just innocent Sarah. All the attorney's faults. Oh Lord and me, oh my. You don't like the answers I give you. What answers? I am not the problem, except I want to be and should be treated fairly with respect. Acting more professional than the paid. I've been doing this for over 40 years, professional. And so long, and all the experience, common courtesy, customer service, and listening skills should have been acquired. What about your listening skills, Sarah? All attorneys, do you remember why you even wanted to be one? Remind yourself. She got me there. She got me there. So J-Rex says, please tell me we're going to read all that. Nope, we're good here. We're going to finish this page, and we're going to go on to the court order. We're going to go on to the court order, chat. Oh. Oh, because I took an oath to be cool. Yes. Remind yourself, Sean, remind yourself. I know. It's like, Sarah, why did I do this? To get screamed at by fucking lunatics like her. That's why I did this. I know she's talking to me. That's it. I mean, I haven't read this yet. This is like really drilling deep. It's deep. Kat says, can the safe house be a suitcase for the duration of the trial? Yes. I will make a picture of a suitcase there. Let's finish this page and we'll move on. No one listens and it works in everyone's favor but mine. That I am a murderer, stuck in jail, so they can pin on me they're uninterested, unmotivated, hopeless. They're going to believe me over her haughty attitude. I'll give her she's using haughty. That's good job, Sarah. I am not wrong for not thinking. Oh, there's more to it. Less of myself because everyone else has and does. This present attorney foremost. Now, we're not going to keep going checks. We're at 14 of 58 here. 14 of 58, chat, not 14 of 88. There's a difference. But she just keeps going. She keeps going. She's making discovery demands. She makes a big discovery demand here. She basically writes one out. What else does she do here? She does a couple more things. I mean, she just goes through. She cites the Florida Constitution, the American Declaration. This is where, oh my God, she's gonna go full soft sit. She cited the Declaration of Independence. Does she cite the Magna Carta? No. Now she starts doing definitions out of the. I'm not sure where she got them from, but she got some definitions down there. She talks about informed, but then she calls it informal consent, which she had it right the first time. I just, we really need to help her out here. We really need to help her out here. Yeah, told you, soft sit in progress. Yep. Dink Dragon said, how'd she get all that paper? I don't know. I don't know. So she keeps going and going, going. Oh my God, blah, 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 blah. Public exploitation and saturation. Well, hold on here. What? Hold on. What the fuck is this? What the fuck is this? No. How do I? No. Is it? No. Oh, here we go. Rotate counterclockwise. What? Oh, I should have rotated clockwise, shouldn't I? Yeah, there we go. Good job, Sean. Good job. Wow. So publicity exploitation and saturation. Well, how does she know people in Montana don't know about her? If people in Wyoming or Utah, maybe she can get Mormon jurors. You know, apparently in Iowa, they don't know about her. So she can get some Mormon, she can get some Amish votes. West Virginia hasn't heard of her. Well, that's because they don't have electricity. Apparently not in Tennessee either, or Alabama, or Mississippi, or Arkansas. Illinois. Where else? Nothing in New Mexico. And nobody in Alaska has heard of her, or Puerto Rico, or Hawaii. So she's got a chance. She's got a chance, chat. And in Ontario, they know about her. Apparently not in Quebec, and not in Manitoba, and not in Saskatchewan, Alberta, or British Columbia. Also in New Brunswick, apparently they don't know about her. And apparently not in Nova Scotia either. Those guys who can't speak. And then this is because she did get a letter. This is hilarious here. She has North America, Canada, America, the Shetland Islands, I guess. Then in Japan. Oh, hold on one second, guys. Oh, well, she doesn't want to stop talking. Hold on, chat. I'll take care of this. No, chat, that wasn't Clyde. That was Lainey. Clyde's been a good boy. I think she saw something outside. I don't know. Are we sure that's not Vladivostok? I don't know. Let's try to zoom in a little bit. Well, yeah. It's Vladivostok because it's not in Japan. Here's Japan, and then here's North Korea right here. Oh my God. Yeah, so somebody in Vladivostok, or maybe she's talking about in the Kuril Islands. Interesting. Interesting. No, Sakhalin Island's up here. Sakhalin Island's to the north. She's not there. Although there's very good coal deposits and mining up there. And she's not in Guam, and Guam's not going to tip over, so we don't have to worry about that one. All right, so let's see what else she's got here. All right, let's turn this. All right. Yes, to date, each state is a state where I've received correspondence. Oh, via mail. Okay, regarding my case. To date, each is a continent where I've received correspondence. The number grows daily. Dun, dun, dun! Not all letters and messages are available, and you understand the impact of my case being made. So I'm the defendant and have not yet ongoing fully reviewed or even seen all of my case details. Everyone in the world has already had the opportunity to do so themselves. Well, to be fair, you sat through your interviews in person, so you got the the right POV there. So let's see here. What else is she gonna say? Invasion of privacy. God, she's going full soft set. She's talking about appropriation, intrusion, public disclosure of private facts, false light, defamation. Oh boy, guys, get Nick on this one. This might be a defamation case, chat. So she's oh my God, guys, she is. This woman's lost her damn mind. Defamation, or the definitions were collected from a law library, a dictionary, and a smart tablet. Well, this is interesting. I mean, she's going. Oh, Hella. She mentioned a secret word, taint. Hella's out somewhere in Australia doing Australian stuff. She's like, she can hear it echoing across the oceans. This is just insanity. Just straight insanity. She has lost her fucking mind. This is Daryl Brooks level shit. This is Daryl Brooks level of shit. She's also doing FOIA. Oh my God. All right, well, chat, yeah. Next up, she'll write in Comic Sans font. Yes. Benjamin says, where the fuck is Barnes? I know. The prosecutors should always bring their docs into court and with a rolling suitcase. Well, I know prosecutors, when they have a ton of files, they have one of those like milk crates that's got a handle on it and wheels, and they wheel that around. So that would be hilarious. All right, guys. So we got some things to catch up on here. Kat, but not Kat Williams, gifted us one membership. Thank you, Kat. Thanks for the generosity and support. Kat did it 5 more. Thank you, Kat, for your support. Thank you so very much. Kimbo Nice saying, Asmongold admitted he voted for Trump in 2016 and will again. Hashtag Trump 2024. Well, good for him. What did he do in 2020? Because it sounds like he made a dumb decision. Just saying. Ariel saying, does the judge have to decide she's not like incompetent first or something? Well, yes, if she's demonstrated that's actually she might be a lunatic, but she meets the legal level of competency. She understands the charges against her. It can mount a defense. Now, it might be wackadoodle stuff, but yes, I mean, based on the way she could write, she has a fairly good understanding of the English language. Oh yeah, yep. Otto says, "Better call Barnes." Yes, she needs a hero. He'll come in there and wash away the corruption with unpasteurized milk. Kimbo Knight says, "Did Sarah get to use the same suitcase for her legal briefs that she did for her bae?" That'd be hilarious. She demanded something like that. Obscure Destination says, "We're going all night, chat." I don't know if we are though. I gotta work in my bathroom tomorrow. Okay, the primer's drying, and then I'm gonna put the thin set on. Barton Bella says, "Remember 6 months," saying, "Rest in peace, Mrs. Massey." That's the wife of Representative Thomas Massey. How sad and sweet was his post? Yeah, I didn't know she was sick. I didn't know she was sick. That's very sad to hear. Very sad to hear. Amateur Iconoclast says, "Y'all won't be laughing after Sarah gets the dub." I'm willing to be wrong. I hope to be wrong, but I know I'm not going to be wrong. Dude, for $10. Thank you, dude. New person here. Thank you. Saying, "Would you take her case / could you fix her, Sean?" I mean, if they called me and said, "Would you be willing to be representing her?" Sure. I generally try to work with people as much as possible. I've only withdrawn a couple of times in my career from a case. Because I generally try to be patient. People are in really shitty spots, so they adopt really shitty ideas. And thankfully, I've been able to get through to a lot of people, but she might not be one of them. So you never know. You never know. Luke said, "Why can't I breathe?" That's what her boyfriend said. Yes. Garrett Pace says, "If you could keep her from singing, Liz Phair was hot." You're probably not the first person who said that. The Sky's a Neighborhood for £4.99. Sterling, nearly £5 sterling, chat. £5. The King Sterling is saying, "With digital evidence, how does that work if you're a pro se in jail?" Also saw you in alternate corner today. Yes. You look snazzy with the braces. Well, thank you. Yeah, when I was on with Dylan, I was on Wednesday. I popped in there during the Karen Reed stuff because I was because the jail forgot to bring my guy up, so I had to wait till like 1:30. That was a fun way to spend like 4.5 hours in court just waiting. I mean, thankfully I had my phone and I could get work done. So it wasn't a waste. But how is this going to work? Well, she's going to be entitled to access as much as possible. Now, they might be able to provide her with a laptop, but she's only going to have so much access to it. Like Daryl Brooks had access to some digital evidence, but not on the same scale and scope her attorney could provide to her. But he does have a right to access it. So it's going to be interesting. Charlie says, not going to go with the intentional defense. She's going to go with the not intentional defense and say, "I rest my case" during opening statements. Yes. Well, if it's not intentional, I didn't mean to do it. It's manslaughter then. I think she's going to pull a Ralph and go, "That's not true." Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. And sit down. Squizcar says, "I know this is a tangent, but with Chevron dead, do you think Mock is locked in?" And that's Mock v. Garland. I'd like to think so, but remember, this becomes the issue at the end of the day. Yeah, I'd like to think the pistol brace thing probably would get overturned, but I don't know. I don't know. You'd like to think so, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see where this turns into after a while. Cedar Rose gifted 1 membership. Thank you, Cedar Rose. Squiglar says, "Don't be ridiculous. The Thoris has died off millions of years ago." It's a great dad joke. And Jim tells you, howdy, Jim. Hope you're doing Jim, I hope you're doing well tonight. Member for 16 months. Thank you. Thank you for that kind of support. I really do appreciate it. Says, hi, friends, especially the traitors Joe Biden called out last night. Yes, yes, I'm sure we are all part of those evil meanies that Joe Biden was calling out last night. And in the middle of fighting abortion, he was going to talk about all the immigrants. I mean, woof. Seeing the clips of that was a doozy. Don says you were included in your case now, Sarah. Yes. Send her a law school for dummies book. I might. Professional gentleman for five loonies or 2.5 toonies. What is the sentence? What is this ending sentence with the preposition you speak of? You funny, funny man. And then professional gentleman for 10 loonies or 5 toonies. Thank you very much for your support from up across the border. Sarah Boone's extremely large book of words and their definitions, synonyms, and antonyms, plus their etymological origins fund. Yes, we do really need something like that. Germ 70. Thank you. Looks, I don't think I've seen you around here before, so thank you for stopping by. Sarah would accidentally be a genius if she had a bail release. That would be hilarious if she just slipped on a banana peel and walked her way into getting released. Fortunately, though, she's just aiming for capital punishment. Yes, well, she's not being charged with the death penalty, but yeah, she's looking at life in prison for murder. So thank you for the super chat. And Germ again for $2 saying, as Robert Barnes say, it's your constitutional right to stuff a Mexican into a suitcase and kill him. Oh, yes. And Germ says, lies, slander, the sword of injustice. Oh. And Fair Frozen 55 says, does she think writing these expositions somehow is going to like create magic that will get her out of jail for correctly appealing to some sense on the judge to impassionately go not guilty? I think so. I think there's a little bit of main character syndrome, just like Russell Greer, where the judge is going to look at it and go, I can't say I find it. I hereby find the defendant lovable, trustworthy, and not guilty. And Juror 13 says, plot twist, Sarah Boone fires herself next week. And then POV Walks with the Roving Cyclops says, is this going to be televised, right? I think so. I hope to God it is. All of her hearings so far have been televised, so I would assume so. Now, Mr. Sniper brings up a point. Would the last lawyer be her advisor as one appointed? I don't think she's getting... We're going to read this. I don't think she's getting standby counsel. So let's read what the judge said in response today. Because he dropped a bomb, chat. He dropped a bomb. So here we go. Here we go. Todd Butchine saying, is Gosniari whipping young attorneys into shape? Yes, he is, from what I know. And that's why I hope Steve is having a good time down there. So here we go, guys. Here we go. So this is an order of the court. And it doesn't sound so bad at first. This cause came before the court on June 28th. On defense counsel's motion to withdraw as counsel filed June 11th. The motion. Also, can you guys read that, or is that too hard to see? Is it blurring out? It's better? Okay. Because sometimes people are claiming it just like turns into like one solid highlight color. make it a hair better. There we go. So the court, having reviewed the motion, reviewing the court file, having reviewed the audio transcripts from various hearings, having considered the positions offered by counsel, Patricia Cashman, having considered the testimony offered by the defendant, Sarah Boone, and having considered the positions offered by counsel for the state, the court hereby finds, and he talks about the charges, okay, yeah, and the procedural history. So back on February 26th, 2020, the public defender was appointed. On March 9th, the public defender moved to withdraw due to the defendant retaining private counsel, to wit, Mauricio Padilla, Esquire, and the Padilla Law Group. Okay. So the public defender withdrew because she hired an attorney. That happens all the time. Happens all the time. And, I've had cases where they call me and say, hey, will you take a court appointment? Sure. I show up, I talk to the guy, he has a hearing, and then a week later, I get a notice, I get an attorney calling me saying, hey, they hired me, you're good to go, and I file a motion to withdraw. As soon as they file an entry of appearance, I file a motion to withdraw, and I move on. On March 11th, that certain order allowing withdrawal was entered, which withdrew the public defender from further representation. Yep. So I don't think that's fair to label this all as part of it. This guy should be counting as attorney number one. On April 18th, Padilla moved to withdraw due to irreconcilable differences arising between the undersigned and the defendant that made it impossible for the to effectively represent his client. Now, it could be Sarah was a dick, but also Sarah might not have been able to pay. As always, it's difficult to convey all particulars due to the court at the same time maintain duties of the client. Now, that's the point. He has to maintain confidentiality, but he could say we have significant issues, irreconcilable differences. He's allowed to say that much, and that's all you can say. So this motion was served upon the defendant, confirmed receipt. See the April 22nd letter filed. So this is attorney one now. On April 29th, the hearing was held on the motion to withdraw. And then the court advised that they were... the court advised that the options were not to proceed on Padilla's motion to withdraw or provide the court more about the irreconcilable differences. Okay, so he requested an opportunity to amend the motion to address the differences. And he had the ability to file an amended motion with a hearing. So the state advised of Padilla's diligence of preparation, and the court commended Padilla's work. The defendant testified to a lack of trust between herself and Padilla. Well, that's a massive problem. I don't trust him. Well, that's an irreconcilable difference. So the relationship has become adversarial. This relationship has interfered with the undersigned counsel's ability to effectively represent his client. And this is where you do say, thank you, Judge, for allowing me to amend my motion. However, to further research in the issue, the undersigned is still under belief the specifics of the relationship may disclose more information that may prejudice his client, and as such will stay in mute on the specifics. Now, this is a way of saying, look, if I tell you how big of a fucking crazy person she is, that would be prejudicial. Now, he did say he filed a second amended motion to withdraw. And he supplemented it further. He can no longer give effective aid in the fair representation of Sarah. And he said that the bar rules that the attorney-client relation is deteriorated to a point where counsel can no longer give effective aid. Padilla says he has no other choice than to file the motion due to ethical concerns. Sarah said, I definitely don't want him to be my attorney. Well, that kind of takes care of the issue. The state expressed a concern of a strategy to allow defense attorney after defense attorney to represent defendant. This is funny because back nearly 2 years ago now, 2.5 years ago, the defense already knew about the foreshadowing. It's like they already knew, chat. They already knew. It's so funny. It's so funny. So, yes, this attorney lasted 2 years. That's the surprising part. So it's not like she got through this 2 years with this guy. So we got kind of far, but the state's already telegraphing they have concerns. The defendant stated a concern regarding a strategy of the defendant being unhappy with every attorney and advised the defendant about the dangers of self-representation. So she was warned well in advance. The court appointed public defender, attorney number 3. They're calling it 3, but I think it's only fair to call it attorney number 2. Because that other attorney, that doesn't really count. The public defender, they were only there for like a week. I don't think that's fair. I think it should only be a number 2. On June 6th, the public defender moved to withdraw due to a conflict. Okay. So the defendant appointed, the Office of Criminal Conflict, it's Civil Regional Counsel, attorney number 4. You know what? And so this was attorney 2, now this is attorney 3. I mean, it's the same. Like, I understand what he's doing here, but you know what? Fuck it. We'll agree. Attorney number 4. On June 10th, RCC moved to withdraw due to conflict. Okay. So at that point, a guy, Mark Consalo, was appointed, attorney number 5. Now, I will say, if there were conflicts, that's not fair to Sarah to blame, that is part of the record. Like, if there's conflicts, there's conflicts. Like, what is she supposed to do about that? On July 8th, Consalo moved to withdraw as a conflict. So less than a month later, we're not even like 2 weeks later, he withdrew as a conflict. Frank Bankowitz was appointed on July 11th, 2022. He's attorney number 6. On July 12th, he requested an continuance. Yep. And they were set for a trial beginning November 7th. On October 25th, he asked for another continuance. On October 28th, the court entered that and set a trial for January 30th, 2023. On December 19th, 2022, Bankowitz moved to withdraw due to the irreconcilable differences which have risen between the undersigned client and his family. I think she means her family. The undersigned will be unable to effectively and properly continue representing the defendant herein. And I think ultimately this causes he's laying a good record. But I think Sarah has fair ground to say if there were conflict withdrawals, it's different than these other ones where there's detailed issues that are being laid out. So on December 20th, Bankowitz did not appear due to a car accident. Oof. And the court has the right to reset it. That is a bit of an issue. Bankowitz appeared virtually, and due to technological issues, Bankowitz was unable to hear the court. That's a boomer issue. On December 27th, a hearing was held at Bankowitz's motion to withdraw, and the defendant was there and sworn in. The court advised the defendant that the court received letters from the defendant. We've already seen these. The court concluded that the court conducted a Nelson hearing, and the defendant was not seeking to remove Bankowitz. She just wanted help. Bankowitz advised the court of the thousands of pages in discovery that he had reviewed and organized. In his contact potential use of collaboration with expert witnesses, including experts that Attorney Padilla had already started organizing. Bankowitz advised the court of defendants' attempts to call Bankowitz at a rate of 5 to 10 times a day. That shit is fucking annoying. And I get it. I get it. She wants to call her attorney. She wants to call her attorney and get information. Here's the problem, though. It's one thing to call your attorney once or twice in a day, but 5 to 10 times, boop, 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 and it goes to voicemail. I've had clients do this before. People in jail and people out of jail. Well, they call you and you're you text them, I'm in court. Can you call back later? And a minute later, call, goes to voicemail, call, goes to voicemail, call, goes to voicemail. And then people blow your cell phone up and ruin your voicemail, and you have to go through and call it. And in the meantime, people are calling you. You're stuck in the middle of a hearing. You can see your phone ringing with like attorneys calling you or a court calling you, and your voicemail's full. And that's it. That makes you look unprofessional as shit. So it's annoying when that happens. Just saying, that's just a tip for you guys out there. Bankowitz advised, further advised his efforts to balance the demands of other clients with Sarah's expectations for communications. In response, Boone reposted that Bankowitz's representations were untruths, raised Bankowitz's prior public reprimands for lack of communication, alleged Bankowitz's actions in this case rose to a similar level, then sought to remove him. The court pointed out the inconsistent statements within minutes of them being made. And then the court advised the defendant she is not entitled to an endless line of court-appointed attorneys until you find the one you personally prefer. More foreshadowing, chat. Ultimately, the defendant did not request to remove him. Okay. And then we talk about this. They were trying to get attorneys or experts represented. During this time period, it was going on that she sent several letters. January 10th, March 22nd, April 14th, April 6th, a letter dated May 15th, and a letter dated June 29th, and a letter dated August 2nd. Remember, guys, last summer there was a lot of Sarah Boone. We had a lot of good eating there. The corn harvest was good. Now notice, this is 20, he's already on to paragraph 26 in the case history. That's not a good sign. On August 22nd, Bankowitz again wanted to withdraw for irreconcilable differences. And he said, it's difficult to convey all the particulars and at the same time maintain all duties of the client. The defendant will not be satisfied with any attorney unless that attorney does not have a caseload and can dictate his or her time solely to Sarah Boone's case. And I think even then, Sarah Boone would be horribly, horribly demanding. And then he says the best possible avenue is to have the defendant represent herself, as no attorney could satisfy her. And Bankowitz wrote that. He shouldn't have said that. That is, I think, very unprofessional and very improper. Shouldn't have said that. That was him being frustrated. Bankowitz addressed at a hearing the derogatory statements that Sarah used, calling him a dud and buffoon, and the berating behavior. And then the court had a colloquy of the defendant, where he questions her. In her acquiescence to Bankowitz's withdrawal, the court granted the motion to withdraw and appointed Winston Hobson as attorney number 7. So we're on attorney 7. Thereafter, the court set a status conference and a pretrial conference for just after Thanksgiving. The court warned her that if this becomes a problem on another court-appointed attorney, I'm going to look more closely at what the alleged disputes are. They're warning her. They're warning her. She's being warned. The court further advised there are decisions the attorney gets to make and certain decisions the defendant gets to make. And that's true. There are times where I get to make the decision, you don't. Such as trial strategy or tactical decisions. Whereas, like major decisions, like do you take a plea? How do we want to do things? Those are entirely yours. I always try to tell people, and this is when I meet you for the first time, whether it's civil or criminal, generally it's criminal where I have to have this discussion, that the way I explain my role is, let's pretend we're sitting at the park. And you look at me and say, hey, man, I'm hungry. You go pick up some food. And you give me like $20. And I said, sure, where do you want me to go? And you say, go, and I ask you, what's your favorite restaurant? You tell me. You like Wendy's. Okay. I promise I will go to Wendy's. Geez, somebody's shooting off fireworks tonight a little early. I promise I will go to Wendy's and get you what you want. But I choose which Wendy's I'm going to go to, and I'll choose the route on how I drive there. But I promise I will take you where you want to go. The court cautioned Sarah's unrealistic expectations regarding court-appointed attorneys and reminded her of her right to retain private counsel, which she already did once before. On October 30th, Hobson advised to his conversations with the defendant and setting a status in January. And the court set a readiness for trial for January 16th and then a trial to begin at the end of January 2024. On January 12th, he filed a motion to continue and a waiver of presence and requested a 3-docket continuance. The trial was reset to begin May 13th. On February 1st, should have been on February 2nd. That'd have been funnier for Groundhog Day. He filed a motion to withdraw due to irreconcilable differences, not including but not limited to ethical considerations. So Sarah's likely asking him to do shit he can't do. So February 9th, they had a hearing. He said a number of the issues, including disagreements on legal strategy, what can and cannot be done, a lack of resources, and the defendant's demands make her difficult to work with, including the defendant taking non-viable legal positions and being unreasonable. As to a key substantive defense, Hobson advised that the retained and undisclosed expert is not keeping with what the defendant has in mind, saying, we have an expert for a different thing than what you want. The court advised Sarah they received her letter dated January 19th. And the court outlined the overriding claims for withdrawal by Padilla, Bankowitz, and Hobson. The adversarial relationships, the lack of satisfaction, the inability to meet her desires. He challenged them for being men, not real men. The court found that all the defendant's relationships with all court-appointed counsel have deteriorated such that the defendant and the court-appointed counsel cannot work together. Jeez, they're still fucking going? Damn, that's way out there. I can't see him. I can hear him. I can hear him through my headphones. The court advised the defendant that although the defendant has a right to counsel appointed, that right is not unlimited, and courts will typically tell you, you have the right to an appointed counsel, not appointed counsel of your choice. The court twice advised the defendant may not be provided another court-appointed attorney. The defendant would have to represent herself if circumstances similar to Hobson's motions withdraw occur. This is with the new judge now. And he's saying, I twice told you. I twice told you. He twice told her. It's Ohio. Those are probably gunshots. I don't know if you guys can hear them. No. Trust me, there are gunshots. I'd be joining in. Do a porch shot. The court further advised the defendant about the dangers of self-representation due to her lack of legal training and knowledge. The defendant never stated she did not understand she may not be provided another court-appointed attorney. The court granted Hobson's motion withdraw and appointed Patricia Cashman, attorney number 8. 8. The court is aware of her experience representing defendants as both an assistant public defender in private practice, including those accused of murder, is widely known and willing to be able to deal and manage with difficult clients. And there, in every court area, there are attorneys who are considered like the crazy whisperers. Or, for example, for a while, I was dealing with sovereign citizens. I kind of was getting those in a couple different courthouses. Because I understand them. I can kind of work with them. I understand their lingo. Have we had a Clyde watch yet? Hey, buddy, come here. Come here. Hi, come here. Ah. Actually, I know where those are coming from. They're coming from the racetrack. Wait, no. It's the wrong direction. What the fuck is going on tonight? I don't know, chat. I don't know. Hi, Clyde. Hey, Bubba. You know what? Are you getting scared? Okay. All right. So I'll keep reading here. We got to do a Clyde watch here. But there you go. Yeah, so we're working on the Thunder Jacket chat. Clyde is like, help me, fat man. Yes. Maybe I need to stick out the window and shoot so they know I'm joking and not serious. On April 12th, a status hearing was held. Cashman advised that the depositions have been set, the hiring of an expert, and request for a future status to address a trial date. Remember, guys, we thought this was going well. Things were going good. She was kicking ass, and Sarah was happy. Remember, we hadn't seen anything. On June 7th, the status hearing was held. Cashman addressed her date's availability for trial. The defendant was present for the hearing and sworn. Thereafter, the defendant advised the court of walking out of multiple hearings of Cashman, which was confirmed Cashman using a pretend judge to oversee the defendant, and Cashman launching multiple attacks on Cashman's professionalism and providing the court letters dated June 4th and June 7th, 2024, both of which were filed on June 21st. This is the thing we just read, Sarah's like crazy thing. Buddy, it's okay. You're okay. Come here, Clyde. Hey, come here. Come here, Baba. Come here, Baba. You're okay. You're okay. You are okay. Hey, 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 hey. Here, I'll help you out. We gotta close the window, I guess. That's okay. We'll sweat. We'll sweat a little. Okay. All right. Cashman advised to her efforts a time spent on the case so far 20 hours. And that's where she said she had sat down a lot with Sarah. It's a lot of time sitting with her. Cashman addressed disagreements on legal strategy, including the defendant attaching importance to issues that may not be legally important. In riposte, the defendant accused Cashman of lies and half-truths. And the judge points out these are ad hominem attacks. And there's more ad hominem attacks. You're okay, buddy. It's okay. Well, you're panting now. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Look at that. You're okay, bud. Hey. It's okay. It's okay. You're okay. You're okay. All right, we're going to keep going. All right, we're going to get back to this chat here. On June 11th, Cashman moved to withdraw under a Florida rule regulating the Florida bar. Substantial risk that the representation of one or more clients will be limited by her responsibilities to another client, and irreconcilable differences, not limited to ethical considerations. On June 28th, the hearing was held on the motion to withdraw. Cashman relied on Florida rule regulating the Florida bar as the basis for withdrawal. At no time has the defendant refused to accept the services of any of her 7 appointed attorneys. So, law. So, both the United States and Florida constitutions guarantee an indigent criminal, one who can't afford an attorney, the right to assistance of appointed counsel. Yes, see, the 6th Amendment and the Florida Constitution. Also see Bowden v. State. Also see Wainwright, Gideon v. Wainwright. Gideon v. Wainwright is a Supreme Court case where you are entitled to court-appointed counsel. The counsel clause of the Florida Constitution under Article 1, Section 16 recognizes the right to counsel as well as self-representation in all criminal prosecutions. Now here we go, chat. Forfeiture of the right to counsel. It took us an hour and a half, but we got to the fun part. We got to the fun part. Have any doggo CBD? Oh, I gave him a couple earlier tonight because I thought there might be fireworks. Not helping tonight. I gave him like 4 CBD treats. A defendant in a criminal case can forfeit a right to court-appointed counsel. True. Forfeiture is an extreme measure that flows from the defendant's abuse or manipulation of the right and results in the defendant being required to represent himself, even though he has not waived counsel and still may want representation. Yep. And notice they're citing a 2023 case. And they're citing cases from other states here from the Massachusetts Supreme Court. Forfeiture is a judicial response that adopts the course of the legal proceedings to the defendant's choice to engage in misconduct that undermines the legitimate exercise of the right to counsel. Now, this is him citing from the Supreme Court of Maine, citing another case there, citing the same Massachusetts case. As set forth above, the defendant's recalcitrance to the attorneys who were not conflicted out, Padilla, Bankowitz, Hobson, and Cashman, antagonism, hostility, and attacks on the professionalism of Padilla, notably over a year after the fact, of Bankowitz and of Cashman, and the personal attacks that all three had received, these attorneys were required to withdraw. It has become apparent the defendant will not permit herself to be represented by anyone. Withdrawal of 8 of attorneys, 7 of which were court appointed, leads to determination the defendant has forfeited his right to counsel. Remember, though, only really 4 of these were valid appointments. The other ones had conflicts. Under Florida law, the facts at bar amount to a binding forfeiture of the right to counsel. Now, they talk about, he also cites United States v. Irari, and then United States versus McLeod. And they talk about, through a pattern of serious misconduct, abuse, threats, and utter failure to collaborate in his own defense. Well, there you go. When repeated abusive, threatening, and coercive behavior can result in the forfeiture of the right to counsel. That's pretty important. As the court finds the defendant has forfeited the right to court-appointed counsel under Florida law, there's no obligation to conduct a Feretta hearing to otherwise warn a defendant of the dangers proceeding pro se. Yes, because she's being forced to, but also the court warned her already, if you do this, this is very risky. She's like, whatever, I'll do it. And the judge is like, are you sure? And they talk about waiver by conduct, meaning her conduct demonstrates her waiver of the right to have counsel. The court could find waiver by conduct to the right to counsel. A waiver by conduct requires the defendant be warned about the consequences of the conduct, including the risk of proceeding pro se. On February 9th, the defendant was twice advised that another court-appointed attorney may not be provided. On May 10th, 2022, she was advised about the dangers of self-representation. On February 9th, 2024, she was advised again about the dangers of self-representation. As of February 9th, the case has been continued 16 times. It's actually not that much. Remember, 2 of the years in here, 2020 and 2021, that was all COVID. So some of this, I think, needs to be taken with a little bit of context. As of June 26th, this case has been pending 4 years, 3 months, and 5 days from the date of the information being filed in March of 2020. Actions speak louder than words. Although her words reveal a desire to go to trial, her actions and inability to work with court-appointed counsel are repeated over and over. Allowing the defendant to her 8th court appointed attorney, her 9th overall, will only serve to delay the case further. And here we go. He does take account of this. Even taking account the impact of COVID-19, this case has been pending for 1 year, 9 months, and 9 days. That's actually not that long for a murder trial, guys. That's pretty short. That I mean, around here, that wouldn't be an abnormal amount of time at all. 21 months, that's not that bad. That is not that bad. Sparrows, Jackson, Sarah Loon. Yes, that's a good one. Oh, rack that man. Rack him. Yes, Dan and Gain says, Boone Bros, I don't feel so good. Amon Rez is saying she should get more than 4 chances. Believe it or not, that's a lot of attorneys. That's actually quite a few attorneys when you've had 4. If we cut out all the ones that aren't proper, I don't think are fair to count. 4 is a lot. I mean, I've been the 2nd attorney. I've also been the 3rd attorney appointed before. Like, I'm the 3rd guy in line. Like, when the public defender couldn't do it, and then the 2nd attorney couldn't do it, I've been the 3rd guy. I was almost the 4th guy once. The one time I got appointed, I was the 4th guy. I was made standby counsel. I mean, it happens. It really does happen, guys. And for people, when you know you're the 3rd attorney, you already walk into this. They warn you you're the 3rd attorney, so walking into this is going to be a complete shit show. So 4 is more than fair. 4 is more than fair. So doing this will only serve to delay the case further and encourage the defendant to persist in efforts to prevent resolution of the case on its merits. The defendant complains that they failed to meet with her and communicate. When the defendants provide a court-appointed counsel who will meet and communicate, the ways and means of communicating are unacceptable to her, and that's the problem here. They won't meet with me. Well, she's willing to meet with you. Well, not like that. No, 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 not like that. No. She does it Reddit style. She complains. So under Florida law, the facts at bar amount to a binding waiver of the right to counsel. So the court orders and adjudges as follows. The motion withdraw is granted. As a condition of this, Cashman shall provide the court an order for costs to obtain transcripts of depositions for the 2 witnesses deposed. Upon completion of the transcripts of the depositions, the deposition transcript shall be sent directly to Sarah Boone by Cashman. So here's the thing. She's got an ongoing obligation, guys, at the Orange County Jail. Thereafter, she shall file a notice of the court reflecting the depositions and transcripts were provided to Sarah Boone. And such notice shall include the date and sent the address. So she has to provide basically like a certificate of service, or basically almost like an affidavit. Hey, I delivered them to Sarah. Here's the date I did it. Yes. Oh, Lord, she's a wackadoodle. Cashman's a badass name, yeah. So, Angel, I'll answer that question in a second. So, Sarah Boone has forfeited her right to court-appointed counsel. Alternatively, Sarah Boone has waived by her conduct the right to self-appointed counsel. The trial management conference shall remain specially set for September 24th at 1:30. This case shall remain specially set for trial for the 2-week period beginning Monday, October 7th, and will not be continued for any reason except by extraordinarily good cause. And such extraordinarily good cause shall not include retention of counsel by the defendant. What does that mean? The fact you find someone willing to represent you, if you hire them a month before trial, too fucking bad. He's got a month to prepare. And pretrial motions must be filed no later than the close of business on Monday, July 22nd. Sarah, you got fucking 3 weeks, baby girl. Better get fucking hitting the road. Done and ordered in chambers this 28th day of June, guys. Today. Fucking dropping this hot single. Judge Michael Kranick. And then certificate of service. It's been served on everybody. Sarah, you got what you wanted. Sarah got this served by hand delivery. Oh, I can't imagine what her fucking response is to this now. So that's it, chat. That's it. Yeah. The fucking nuclear option. So what does that mean for her? I feel like a James Bond villain. So what does that mean for her? She's not going to get she doesn't have standby counsel. Yeah, she better move it. Fucking clock's ticking. Fucking clock is ticking. As Chris Berman says, tick, 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 tick. How does she get all this paper? Well, they generally will provide you with things like that. But also, like when I meet my clients, I go to meet them at the jail. I'm like, do you need any paper? And they say, sure. So like I usually have a pad, I usually have a pad of paper with me. I'll rip out like 10, 15 pages. And they're like, well, what am I going to do with all this? I'm like, I don't know, fucking trade it for commissary or something. I don't know. Paper's not exactly always in good supply. I'm like, I don't know. Do something with it. Make paper mache or fucking, trade it for like honey buns or something. So 10K Visas told you Sov set in progress. Yes. I get the feeling we're going to be there. EDW Raptor for 5 subs. Thank you. Rabbit Stick says you need to see Boone a copy of Black's Law. No, I'm never going to do that. Jasper the Cat saying for $5. I work for a county facilities team, and we have a 5-gallon bucket of knives. Keep them in your damn cars or buy better pocket knives. Oh, Jasper, that's a funny callback to an issue I've had. Thank you. Well, I donated that gas station knife. I donated to the flower box and someone stole it. So there you go. Dude says never play hide and go seek with Sarah Boone. Very true. Very true. Pseudo Snark, good to see you, man. It's been a little while. Hope you're doing well. Says if Sarah files a motion withdraw, do they have to release her? That's the pro move, chat. That is hacking the matrix. I fire my counsel. And the judge is like, oh my God. Well, I guess you're free. Have a great day, Mrs. Boone. If only it worked that way. It's like the Taiwanese guy who stole the legislation out of Parliament and ran off with it. Like, oh, now you can't pass the bill, fuckers. Doesn't work that way. Germ says she could take her right to counsel and shove it. Yes. Cedar Rose has been a member for 10 months, says excessively utilizing prominent and substantial words. Yes. Thank you for your support, by the way, Cedar Rose. It's always awesome to see those numbers. Double-digit numbers there. 10K View says, are we sure that lawyer didn't drive into oncoming traffic to avoid Sarah as a client? Maybe. I don't know. Ellie Fan says, Sarah Boone, probably. Yes. Ring, 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 ring. The Boone phone, the Boone phone. Garrett says, that's a challenge, Sean. Can you satisfy Sarah? I don't know if I could. I don't know if any man can satisfy Sarah. Dude says she's got plenty of commissary. Ellie's saying, bets on if Sarah Boone will be better or worse per se than Darryl Brooks. I think it'll be more fun, like watching her crash and burn. because she'll throw tantrums, but she'll try. Sarah got me through my PhD defense prep, says ag biochemist. Brittany says her desires, like she wants her own way. Yes. And then Schrodinger's Denny's order. Oh, are you calm down now, buddy? Oh, I think he's about ready to go to. He's EP. He's an EP Clyde. I don't know how it's gonna work because if he gets the minute 2.0 gets home, he's gonna jump out of my arms. Make sure he doesn't break his legs. Schrodinger's Denny's order for $5. Thank you. Says, we had irreconcilable differences, Judge. They forced me to make shower calls, Judge. What am I supposed to do, Judge? Tell me, Your Honor. Who ordered it, Your Honor? Oh, so if you guys can hear this, that's a golf clap for you. Thank you. Also, guys, thank you for all your super chats. I appreciate all of them. Johan Naxus for $5 says, see, chat, unlike Review Tech, Sean takes care of his kids when they're freaking out. This lady's why they left the slow ones in the woods and walked away. Yes. Oh, God, I can't believe, like, why am I getting brought in? Why is my name popping up in the same sense with Dickers? Come on. Yes, Sarah Loon. Tia Nina is saying, remember, Form 1, single digit here. I appreciate your support as well. I just think it's cool when you could see, like, somebody's been there for, like, 10, 15, 20 months. I really do appreciate those people kind of hanging out and not bailing on me. Putting up the cringe for almost 2 years. Chinny has been a member for 4 months, saying not as impressive as Cedar Rose. It's still impressive, and I appreciate, and I truly mean this, guys. I appreciate every little bit of support. Whether it's a chat, a super chat, a membership, a thumbs up, whatever. I appreciate all of it, guys. It really does mean a lot. And then Angela has an interesting question here. I understand everyone needs counsel, but I don't know how anyone can defend murderers. Coincidentally, how can you do it? I do it. I mean, murderers, rapists, robbers, all of them, they are entitled to a defense. Number one, I hope they can hire me. If they can't and I get appointed to represent them, I give them the same, you get the same effort out of me as if you hired me. And my job is to put them in the best position possible. Number one, because I presume until evidence shows otherwise, and notice, people are going to try to say, well, in another case, but remember, we've seen evidence already. It's a big difference. That the government's words alone are not enough. But my job is to put them in the best position possible. Whether that means they go to prison, or on the conversely, the other end of the scale, they walk out the door like it never even happened. Now, granted, we're not going to get to that point of walking out the door like it never even happened. But you need to think of it as like a tractor pull. My job is to get as close as I can to that line as physically possible. If I can reach the line, great. If I get 10 feet short of that line, that's still pretty good. If all I can do is make it 5 feet down the track, 5 feet down a 300-foot track, sometimes that's all you can do. Sometimes your client is just fucked and there's nothing you can do except instead of 30 years, it's 20 years. That's the victory. Or, for example, a death penalty case. The victory in a death penalty case typically is getting life without parole. So, no, I view it as a duty to represent these people to the fullest ability possible. And if I can stop the state from imprisoning them or punishing them, then that's my job. It's no different than a linebacker. Their job's sack the quarterback. If I can sack the quarterback, I'm going to do it. And if you want to, you don't get, and people don't get mad at the linebacker for doing his job. People get mad at the lineman for not doing a good job protecting the quarterback. So that's how I look at it. I mean, if I could make all these people walk free, If I had the ability, I would. Because that means the state's not doing their job. So I don't solely view myself as one of those, oh, your job's to make sure you hold the state honest. No. My job's to take, if I could find an exploit, if I can find a gap or a seam, you just push your way right in there and stretch it open. You gape it open and you step through. I know it's probably a little preachy, but that's how I view it. That's how I view it. If the state doesn't have a good enough case, that's their fault. And instead of getting mad at me, people should be asking the prosecutor, why did you fuck up? Or asking the police, why did you fuck up? So that's how I look at it. Chadwick Myers, been a member for 5 months, says, Sarah's had more lawyers than I've been a member. Months I've been a member. Yes. 10K View is saying, member for 6 months, saying, also not as impressive as Cedar Rose. Kitchen Knife Rescues, been a member for 6 months, says, imagine a parody of Man in the Box about Boone. J-Rock says, appreciate these balls, Sean. Oh, J-Rock, you try. It's okay. It's okay. I appreciate you being a Janny. Schrodinger's Denny's order says, no, Sean, you don't understand. Until proven guilty in the court of law, that means that reality has to conform around you as though you're innocent. Yes. T-Rex Trucking and More says, did I miss you going over the show cause hearing for the Young Thug trial? Well, the show cause hearing was continued. Judge Glanville is kind of slowly bitching out of it. I think he's going to keep pushing it off. So it has been continued. And in the meantime, the mandamus motion filed by Yak Gotti's attorney was denied. So, buddy, you are slipping down my arms here. Come on, we got to sit you back up. There. There we go. Actually, hold on. Is still playing over here? No, not yet. So, Selena gifted 5 memberships. Thank you, Selena. So, and Mama Sora says, and that's how Sean was born. So, yes, guys, I can't help but someone notices, no, but you don't understand. I'm not, you can't help but hear Nick say that. I get it. So, what does this mean overall? Sarah's on her own. She's going to have to prepare. She's going to be given all the information with the experts, and she is going to, yeah. Darcy says it was issued to a judge late today. Ooh, good. We haven't heard anything then about it, so it's a good way it ends on a Friday quietly. I'm glad somebody said something, because as of early, it hadn't happened yet. But for Sarah Boone, this is it. She's on her own. She's going to have to hire an attorney because they will not appoint one for her. And remember, she already had one attorney previously. So, her crossing experts, damn, that's going to be epic. Yeah. Yeah, but remember, she is going to be held to the same standards as an attorney in the courtroom. Now, there might be some places where she'll get a little bit of leeway, but this judge is going to put her on a tight leash, especially after this jerking around that's been going on. He's not going to be putting up with her bullshit very quickly. Now, will he do exactly what the judge in Darrell Brooks' case did? Probably not. But he still will lay an effective record. If you noticed, he laid a very effective record in that motion. In his order, that was a very effective record showing why he did it, and the Court of Appeals will sustain that. They will sustain his actions. They will overrule her appeal on that, and they'll say, yeah, that was a valid exercise of power. Who does Clyde's grooming? I forget the name of the people, but what's their name? I don't know, but they're very, very good. They do a great job with him, and he doesn't give them any problems. He's actually a very good boy when he gets his hair cut. Hold on here. 2.0, are you out there? Hold on. Dude, if you're asking and you're in the Cleveland area, because I mean, I assume you want to know. Hold on here. What is the name of Clyde's groomers? Question mark. Chat wants to know. So we'll find out. Peacenik for $5 is rip to Thomas Massey's wife, Rhonda, and the legendary Ohio guy, Martin Mull. What? No, he died? No way. Colonel Mustard from Clue died? Oh shit, he did die. And he was Roseanne's boss, wasn't he? Yeah, okay, here we go. Yeah, June 27th. Well, and I was right. Colonel Mustard and Clue. I got that part right. And Leon Carr. Yeah, he was Roseanne's boss. Well, that sucks. That sucks. But yes, he moved his family to North Ridgeville, Ohio. Out on the west side of Cleveland. Almost no longer actually in the suburbs or really part of Cleveland. He was only 80. Yeah, I thought he was really fucking old. That's the surprising part. That is the surprising part. I thought he would have been much, much older. I mean, hell, in Clue, he looks like an old guy. But yeah, Peacenik, thank you for bringing that up. Yeah, rip to a real one. So also, Angela, you asked that question. I hope that doesn't off-put you. I hope you understand. I mean that with all sincerity when I explain my philosophy to that stuff. Oh, hold on here. 2.0 just called. It looks like she was trying to text. Oh, hold on. Let's see what she wants. Okay. Didn't work. Wasn't he in Mary Hartman? I don't know. Not sure. Roseanne loved him, yeah. Yep. No, hold on, chat. Okay, chat. So, dude, you were asking. The name of his groomer is Fluff and Stuff. And they have a place down in the flats. It's on East whatever street down in the flats. And what is they also do a mobile service. They come around and drive around and they do mobile grooming. And they come out, and that's actually how we do it. They come out, park out front, park out in the driveway, hook up the hose, hook up the electricity, come out and give Quiet a groom, and they give Lainey a haircut too. So Fluff and Stuff sounds like a porn production company. You know what? They are really fucking good at their job. The girl who runs it, I don't know her name, but Dean and her, I guess, talk enough. Does phenomenal fucking work with this dog. Yeah, they do a good job. I'm always happy with it. The only time it was ever a little rough is when we first got Clyde and his first grooming appointment, because when he got to the APL, he had a bunch of hair mats and they had buzzed them down really, really low. I mean, they buzzed him down so much that, like, we weren't sure his coat was going to come back properly, but it actually comes back very well. They did a good job getting him kind of cleaned up more. Well, what are you guys talking about? Actual charges? What? When 2.0 gets home, they're going to sweep together. Yeah. Then make a Mobass for $49.99. Thank you. Says, been a rough week up in my corner of Michigan. Some lowlife off the sheriff's deputy over a misdemeanor larceny less than $200. The sheriff is one of my metaphorical adoptive dads. It's really bothering me that at least MSP dealt with the loser. I'm assuming they unalived it. I'm assuming they took out the trash, but yeah, sorry to hear that. Sorry to hear that, man. But that happens. That happens. So, but yeah, thank you for the super chat. Yeah, sorry to hear that. I mean, sometimes cops actually do deal with bad guys, and yeah, sometimes the bad guys, hurt them. So it's actually sad to hear when it actually happens to a cop trying to do their job. So yeah, hope you yeah, sorry to hear. Kaz is saying actual criminal charges. Wow, amazing. Maybe Sean could mention it. Who's got actual criminal charges? Did I miss one? Oh, Bob. Yes, we covered this last night. The Uvalde school system police chief and the other officer were indicted and booked for their crap at the school shooting here. Yep. We covered that last night. They were indicted for multiple counts of child endangering and causing harm to children. Spoiler alert, though, they're not going to get convicted of anything. They're not going to prison, guys. They're probably going to get dismissals or acquitted because the law properly doesn't apply to them. I'm not trying to blackpill you, but that's just the nature of the game. And I'm sure they're going to cite to Castle Rock v. Gonzalez and Winnebago County versus DeShaney and claim that, the Supreme Court says in a civil setting, we have no duty. So I think they'll probably argue further they have no duty to protect. That's kind of just how it goes. Mobile grooming, kind of what Trex does. Well, she's over 18 now, so is it still grooming anymore? Oh, so Martin Mull was a very good painter. I didn't know that, and he did a few comedy albums in the 70s. Maybe I'd have to listen to those. Sean got a prison dog. I mean, he got surrendered, and we went to the APL. We were looking for another dog after the big brown one, Baxter, passed away, and we had to put him down. And yeah, we got him before we put Baxter down, and we thought things were clumping near. And surprisingly, Baxter held on for like 6 months. But yeah, we got Clyde, and it was very fortunate how we found him. That's all I'm gonna say. We're lucky we found him. Anyone old enough to remember Fernwood Tonight? Nope, I don't remember it. Yes, the Uvalde cops. Yes, yeah, I see there. The Riley body cam is out. Yeah, I saw that, and guys, there's nothing there. Riley's a tool. Wandering around like a goofball, him and Minsell going do. I mean, I will say that doesn't look good for Dick when Riley's screaming to Mint, call Dick, tell him what's going on. That's not a flattering thing. Like that gives Eric July ammunition, whether or not that's in proper context. Kaz is saying, do they lose their licenses though? No. No, they're peace officer certifications. They don't yank. States don't really yank those, and that's a problem with police officers. And civil rights lawyer John Bryan, his YouTube channel, he says this too. It's really an accountability issue because there's so many times officers move from department to department to department to department, and they don't lose their post certifications in that state, and that should happen. And if you lose your post certification in one state, you should be barred from getting another one until you fix that problems. I mean, it's just like an attorney. If I get disbarred in Ohio, I can't go to Montana until I fix whatever problems are here. So that's a big problem with law enforcement, that you can have these itinerant cops who act like shitbags and never get caught. Did you see that Biden ended Medicare last night? He said they beat Medicare. Yeah. Yeah. Sean isn't going to black pill us. I'll administer a black suppository instead. Yeah. Hmm. We don't deserve dogs. 100% we don't. We don't. But, God decided we needed something good in our lives. So, Cat Madison says, who is Riley? Oh, my God. You're going to have to go on the farms. He's part of the morons that are attacking Eric July because he's successful. Bella says Nick and Dick are going to discuss it tonight. Oh, I'm sure that's going to be enthralling. Cops can move and that's the thing. They can avoid accountability, and that shouldn't happen that way. If Sarah wins her case somehow, does she get into the bar? That yes. If she wins, she should be allowed to petition. She probably failed the character and fitness part, though. Porcelain Thunder says, I hear there's a slightly used German Shepherd at a farm in Vermont. Oh, yeah. Hashtag rip Chloe. Rip Chloe. 10KV says, you beat Medicare to death. Trump at his best. Yes. Joe Biden did what Ethan Ralph failed to do. Kill Medicare. Oh. Mavka is saying, when my stall tactic of mid-trial demanding my attorney allow me to testify, but state I'll lie on the stand work. No comment. No comment. Peacenik says Eric July is a cringe pussy. He's a cringe pussy worth a couple $1 million, and he's making shit people buy. So you can call him a faggot all day long, but he's out there worth a couple $1 million. So it's like making fun of Mr. Beast. You can call him a faggot. He's a faggot worth $100 million. So joke's on us, I guess. Trash Panda says Sarah should have to use herself as an exhibit. Pull a Houdini escape from the suitcase. That would be funny. Ladies and gentlemen, even I can get out of there. And then she gets stuck. Natasha says, we use stream snipe Nick later. Oh God, Dax, watch Vito will show up at some point. No, I'm probably not going to stream snipe Nick. If there's something interesting relating to like his case or something like funny and worthwhile going, I probably would, but I don't really, whatever Riley did, like, okay, like I watched the video. It's like, you just skipping around through it. There's nothing. mind. 2.0's home. That's why the dogs are going crazy. Will you steam snipe rackets later? Yeah, no, we're not going to. I just, unless there's something happening with his case or he starts acting crazy. Yeah, I might do that, but like they're going to talk about Riley. Like the body cam video is relatively boring. I mean, they tell him, okay, you're getting trespassed, and he says, okay, cool. And then they run his info and they say, oh, you got a warrant. Literally, that's it. It's literally boring. It's super kind of blah. I mean, we could find 500 videos on YouTube of people getting arrested that are far more funny. When I'm really, literally, the guy comes out and says, I want him trespassed. I run the event. Don't want him here. Cops go find Riley. They say, hey, you're getting trespassed. Give us your ID. They run it. And then they tell Riley, hey, you're under arrest. And Riley's like, okay, yeah, sure. And he complies and they take him. Like, that's it. That's it, guys. And hold on one second. Hey, 2.0 says hello, guys. All right, I'll see you in a little while, baby. Oh, he did in a woo. He normally doesn't do those for you guys. I hope you heard it. Clyde does like a, oh, it's so cute when he does it. Because he tries to act like a wolf. So no, like I said, the Riley thing, guys, like there's nothing to break down. There's literally nothing to break down about it. And I'm not saying that because it's Riley or it's the whole dick. That's literally a very boring arrest. I wish my clients would get arrested. I wish my clients would act like Riley when he gets arrested. You're under arrest. Okay. And he complies and they arrest him. I wish my clients would do that because then they wouldn't get charged with more offenses. Let's see here. Eric July was a musician before he started streaming. Yeah. Then he made comics. Yep. Mavka says hiring a person to escape would be top tier genius. Yes. Amon saying I'm booing the Zelensky shirt, not the lack of sniping. This is not. Oh, you're booing the lack of a Zelensky shirt because this is not green. This is gray, Holmes. My green one. I have not worn the Troon shirt lately, but I need to start wearing it again. No taser, boring. Yeah, there's no taser. Like, there's nothing. Like, it's not. It's. You said it's boring. It's very uneventful. There was a fight at the jail, but it didn't involve Riley. Yeah. Mega Mobas says for $4.99, the casino is going to rake in all the chats on the next show covering his unhinged rage. PPP and Worski make it bearable to watch. All hail the casino. Yep. I mean, if Riley streamed and said stuff, sure, I'm sure it'll be hilarious, but I don't cover that kind of stuff. So, yes, Worski and PPP are having a summer of summers. You know, they're hauling in full crab pots, chat. They are definitely out there raking it in. Did you see Aaron Imholt from Steel Toe has legal documents on him for abusing April? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we'll have to take a look at that shit, but I mean, also some of it looks like it's failure to or violating a protection order, which I mean, like, you know, when people start doing drugs, they do all kinds of dumb shit. Just saying, chat, like I said, that's kind of a theme. When you start doing shitloads of drugs, you start doing fucking retarded things. So, shocker, I know. And given that how that whole situation was playing out, it's not really a surprise. Nobody should be surprised. Didn't Riley get pepper sprayed? I don't think he did. I don't think there's any reports to say that. Dude says, could they use the body cam for Eric's case? Well, I think they would need a little more evidence to show, like, if Eric's trying to sue Dick, he would have to show, like, call Dick. Well, okay, why would they say call him at that point? So, yeah, I think it could help him, but they need a little more context. Oh, is there any news on Alec Baldwin? Yes. The judge denied his motion to dismiss. We heard about it on Friday and this Monday. The judge shot it down, so he's going to trial. We'll probably cover that tomorrow at some point. We got a lot of shit to cover, chat. We got Alec Baldwin. We can cover that tomorrow. We can cover some SCOTUS stuff tomorrow. Yeah. The casino isn't bearable to watch. See, I enjoy listening to him. With the judge sending the jury back in the Karen Reed case, Sweet Tooth's asking about Karen Reed. They have to show back up Monday. Do you think they will end up being hung jury? Yeah, they're at that point. If not, they're like at 11-1, and they've been slowly whittling away. Like I said, there's one holdout, it looks like, but we don't know if that's a holdout for not guilty or a holdout for guilty. I'm presuming it's for not guilty, and right now they're just stuck. Could it be like George Kelly, where it ends up being 7-1 for not guilty, and there's one guilty holdout? Sure, they can end up with like an 11-1 situation. But I think they're probably going to try to hammer on this lady and get an acquittal. But yes, the longer this goes on, the odds of a hung jury skyrocket. And remember what I said before, it's like 70% chance of either an acquittal or a hung jury. And I said a hung jury is a more likely outcome. I think that's going to be the more likely outcome still. The odds of a hung jury are like, the stonks are just to the moon, chat. It's like Dogecoin, like off their mind. If you watch, if you played Wolfenstein, you get that reference. Schrodinger's Denny's order again is saying, and I don't know which one of you this is, so thank you for the funny account name. Says, funny that many of the people who take umbrage with Riley getting arrested were the same ones on Arrest Team at Ralph Emil's bowling event. Yeah, but it's, at the end of the day, I understand we're all hypocrites at some point too. And I think that just as long as you understand that, acknowledge that, okay. But yes, you could tell there is hypocrisy there, but I'm not worried about their hypocrisy in that regard. Dude says, I love playing stupid games. Yes. The summer of boxed wine. Bushmaster is saying, sup, Sean, in the green names. Say, did you see the Charlotte PD cop who took cash and got busted? Yes, I have that video. I'm going to do it. I'm doing a standalone video on that because that one is fucked up. That one's fucked up. And the sad thing is, it's probably not the first time. Well, I guarantee you it's not the first time he stole money off people. So, dude says maybe he was just flushed or breaking out. No, I just think he's, I just pissed off. Riley was stuck in jail. And they explained why they put towels. They make people wear towels. And I actually will give the police credit for this. This is actually a really nice thing. Because like if they do a photo lineup, your color, whatever color shirt you're wearing is not in the picture. It's the face they're looking at. So they can't go, oh, it's that guy because he's wearing a red shirt. No. You have to look at the faces only, and they're all wearing basically a towel. So it's a white in a, I think that's actually a really good idea. That the Collin or Tarrant County Sheriff, like you get a golf clap for that one. Amon saying, we got ourselves a trial. Yes, we do. July 10th is when it starts. Mr. Medicare's tomorrow night. We'll probably cover that. I think we'll probably stream that on Locals, guys. We got Jim and Boogie tomorrow. Well, that'll be fun. We got to be fun. And Selena says, oh, tomorrow I thought I was doing DIY. Yes. We're doing DIY, but I thought it was going to be like an all day, everyday thing this weekend, but it's actually only going to be like probably 3 or 4 hours tomorrow at the most, and then like a couple hours on Sunday, and then it'll be done. So like tomorrow, I've already primed the floor. We're gonna put the thin set down, the mortar, lay the tiles, let it dry. Sunday, go in with the grout, and I'll take pictures so you guys can see it. It's gonna look great. Lay the grout on Sunday, clean it up, and then Monday, seal the grout and seal the stone. Because we're doing like the river rock stuff and the stone's porous, so you gotta seal it. We'll seal up the floor, and it will look like $1,000,000. This is a game plan. The only thing I think we might have an issue with is the drain, but apparently, my dad and I are working on that. I think we'll probably take care of that. But it's going to be really cool. It's going to look great. So we're not going to need an entire amount of time every day. Actually, I've been very fortunate for that. Mega Mobass says, Eric Barron. I can't say it any other way now. Yes, it's very hard not to. Remember, it's 27 hours for the Rittenhouse trial. Yes, it was. 10K View says, I'm murdering the German language again. I murder a lot of languages. Master Blaster for $5 says, heading out for the night, new to the channel, but really enjoy your trial coverage with just a hint of the sector. And, I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate that. And have a nice night. Have fun out there, partying it up. Just don't get too carried away where you end up in the drunk tank. Where are you guys? Davel saying Jim in chat. Funny. Yeah. HR Big says, just got here, but how long ago did she kill her boyfriend? About 4.5 years ago. She's been in jail for 4 years. So it's been a little while. Amos says, I live near Charlotte, so that greatly interests me. Yeah, it's going to be it's crazy what the cop does. Are you one of the progenitors of Fatty Coin? Boogie said it was a coin made for large men. No. And the funny thing is, because Boogie's not really that popular, I'd fucking laugh if the SEC came after him for fucking fraud. Trying to do all this pump and dump shit, and he's left out to hang as a patsy. Did anybody see Maddie today? I only saw a little bit of it, but it looked like it was pretty good. And yeah, guys, we are all caught up. I am big, but not a big spender. You're a funny guy. Kimbo says, why are they allowed to keep people in jail for years until the trial? Well, remember, for Sarah, a lot of this is her fault. It's been dragging on because she keeps getting to attorneys. Now, remember, COVID kind of threw everything into a mess. You literally had a year where you couldn't do a trial. Some places was like a year and a half. But that's because the justice system does it because people don't, they say they want bad guys locked away. Well, this is what that means. Yes, we're going to run Clyde coin. If you rub it in the grass, it'll smell like pee. Yes. Sorry, Sean. Love your streams. Don't block me. Well, of course, I don't block people. There's only one person I'll block. And if they show up, I will fucking block them. And we'll figure out, you all figure out together who it is. But that person's not here. So, is Boogie dead or not? No, Boogie's alive. He's just a fucking scam artist. He pushed a crypto coin. Oh. Clyde coin to the moon, yes. Yeah, suck it, Coach Coin. And Joe Loy for 10 pounds sterling. The King Sterling. Says, I enjoy your streams and the chatters. Thank you. Well, thank you, Joe. And I always love seeing that little pupper in your post. Who would you block? You'll have to find out when it happens. That's part of the suspense. It's like a drone strike. So it's like you're a guy in Yemen and there's a drone flying above you. Who's it going to hit? You'll have to find out. Hopefully it's not you. It's probably not you. Oh, the poll's still up. What does the poll say right now? Okay, so we have 610 votes. Should we get Sarah a dictionary and thesaurus? 58% said yes. 15% said no. And somehow 27% of you said, I can't read. So you were able to figure that one out. I'm not sure how that works, chat, but okay. So there we go. New poll, who would Sean block? No, we're not going to do it. Once you have to find out. You have to find out. Sean blocked the only actual Somalian. Yeah, the true Somalian. So, all right, chat. So, Dr. Disrespect demonetized. Oh, yeah, that's only the beginning, chat. I'm sure he's going to get nuked very quickly. Very, very quickly. And based on, it's one thing when you read the story, okay, but when you read his statement sounds 100 times worse than the story does. I don't know who approved that statement from him, but that was awful. Oh, makes it sound like a massive pedophile. And also, here's the thing, too. Never, when you're on social media, don't ever do it where you're like, let's cut the bullshit or let's get the record straight. It's like, those never fucking work. I did not block Kurt. Would I represent Dr. Disrespect? Yeah, I'll represent him. I mean, it depends where he's at. If he's stuck in California, no. But yeah, I'd represent him if I could. Sure. Especially a guy who's got like what's Dr. Disrespect's net worth? Respect net worth. Yeah. How much what's his net worth here? I mean, it's at least like what? $15-20 million? Like, hell yeah. Hell yeah, I would. Yeah, well, he had a contract for 100 mil. But yeah, he's got a lot of money sloshing around. Of course I'd represent that guy. So, yes, his name is Guy. I know. Guy Beam or Baham. So, all right, chat. We are... Yeah, I'd bill him in 10-minute intervals. Yes, I'd bill him for every 10th of an... Actually, I'd bill every 10th of an hour every 6 minutes. That's actually the standard. Every 10th of an hour. So, guys, that is it for us tonight. Thank you for everybody and all your support tonight. We will be back at it tomorrow, probably a little bit later in the later afternoon. And mindset should help Doc flee the country. That's actually kind of funny. You a funny guy, Sully. That would be hilarious there. I don't know where else to send you guys right now. I know Mindset's on. I'll probably just send you guys his way. I think he's on. And then because it doesn't really, that's the thing. YouTube doesn't tell me who's on. They just make you find out. So we'll do that. And from there, guys, I will see you tomorrow. So bye, Franz. Yes, I have to, but I can't talk and do it. So good night, chat. Take care. And until then, good luck, Sarah. Oh, it's going to be a shit show. It's going to be a shit show, but it'll be fun because it'll be our shit show. It'll be ours to share, chat. That's the beauty of it.
Weapons, blacksmithing, and models of planes, esoteric works, and even some trains. Much merriment had while drinking White Claws, tips on hunting, and even talking the law. just don't talk to cops. Even when they nab you on illegal stops. Just 'cause you did it doesn't mean you're guilty. But please talk to a local attorney. Was that the fact